Hi guys, this is the magic mirror that I've built. I've built this using an old laptop monitor, a Raspberry Pi Zero W. I've only got a single electrical input into it, so there's not multiple wires going in and out. And I've also rigged this from LED lights. So in case you're interested in knowing how to build it, keep watching. Just want to run you through a few things, and it's not very difficult. I won't bore you too much with my woodworking skills, but I'll just run you through the basic ingredients you need to kind of get there. So you need wood because you need to create a backing frame. You need saws because you need to cut your wood in shape, and what you need next is electrical tape because that basically there is a bit of electrical work. Wood screws, a screwdriver, a drill machine. This is a very helpful tool which I find. It's called a speed square. So I'll just give you a little small demo. It's quite useful to create straight lines. So for example, if I hold this up here for a second, that's it. I get a straight line quite simply. It's also quite useful when you want to get mitre cuts and you want to get a 45-degree angle. So just get this right to the end, and basically you draw a line, and that's your 45-degree angle. So it's quite useful that way, this tool. What you'll also need is you need your spirit level, and you'll need some varnish, and you'll need glue because you need to glue stuff together, and that's wood glue. That's not any so you better buy wood glue because basically you need your wood to stick together. Your basic wood is quite white and plain, so that doesn't help. So you need to get yourself basically a varnish. So select whatever color you got. I've selected walnut because I wanted a darker color. And that's from the hardware side of things. From the electronics bit. Oh, sorry. One last thing. You'll also need a two-way mirror. So sorry, I lifted up. So basically, a two-way mirror is nothing but it acts like a normal mirror. It's used in surveillance places, but the only thing is, the minute you have a light source behind this, it actually starts showing the mirror from the other side as well. So that's your two-way mirror. The next thing is we'll move on to the electronics parts. So this, you need a monitor because this is the monitor that sits behind the two-way mirror. Now this is an old laptop monitor. Now there are loads of videos how to reuse old laptop monitors. So you yank your laptop monitor. You don't yank it. You be quite careful with it when you take it off. And behind every laptop monitor, you'll find a monitor number. You find a model number. Sorry. What you do is you go onto eBay. So if you look at the model number, the model number out here is LTN 154X3. So you put the model number onto eBay, and what you're looking for is an LCD driver. So this is what your LCD driver is. So this is what powers your sorry, I'll keep it down, give you a better view. This is your LCD driver. So that powers your entire monitor. And finally what you need is a Raspberry Pi. So the one I've selected is the Raspberry Pi Zero W. The good thing is it's got the Wi-Fi built on the board itself, so you don't need to buy a separate dongle. I think this comes for about a tenner. I bought it from maybe Pi Hut or something. So that's from the electronics parts, and that's all the ingredients you need. So first things first is you need to do your woodwork in place, and all you're doing is you're creating a frame. Okay, and that's quite simple. That's just two pieces of wood. That's 1,000 millimeters on the top, and of course below it has to be the same size, and 650 to the side. And all I've done is I've stuck them together, but I didn't trust the glue. So if you look here carefully, out here I've also put in a few screws. So that's your primary backing board done. Once you do your backing board, you're going to create sorry, just keep this here for a second. You'll create a faceplate. You'll create this is the face of your frame, and this is where you use the speed square to get your 45-degree angle cuts. So this piece of wood is okay. When that was 1,000 millimeters, I've kept this as 1,070 because basically what I want to do is I want to create a small lip. What do I mean by a lip? I'll show that to you. So I'll place this down for a second. Okay, so creating this was not difficult as well. All I did was cut the 4 pieces of wood at 45 degrees angle and glued them together. Now again, just to make it a bit more robust, you see I've put corner brackets as well, and that just makes it a bit more sturdy and stronger. So yes, I was talking about the lip that you need to create. So yeah, sorry, just gotta get this in the right shape, yeah. So once you place your wood on out here on top of the other, you'll see you create a small gap between these two. Okay, this is a small gap you create between the backing board and the next board and the face, and that's your lip, and that's where you're going to rest your mirror on. And basically, so for next steps, all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my backing board to my face, my backing frame to my face frame, and then I'm going to give it a bit of a varnish. So I'll probably see you in a while. I just need to clear this board up and then I'll get started with that. Guys, I've just glued the backboard to the faceplate, and generally when you put glue, what they tell you is you need to clamp it down with some wood clamps. I don't have wood clamps, so I'm gonna have to improvise. So what I'm doing is I'm just pressing it really hard, and then I'm using some masking tape. And if you look at it, so I'm pressing it really hard and just putting some masking tape on it so that it sticks, and doing it from both sides so that kind of remains. And if you see, I've done it at regular intervals all over, so I'm just hoping and praying it sticks. So once this is done, I'm going to start the varnishing. So I'm going to give it a few hours, probably an hour to dry before I start the next piece. So while the wood is drying, I just need to attach this LCD, the controller, to this piece of wood. Now, if you look at the bottom part of this LCD controller, it's got some very delicate circuitry. So you don't want to spoil that. So what you do is you go and buy something like this. It's called a spacer. So you kind of put the spacer between the circuitry and the wood so that the PCB remains, or the control board kind of remains suspended. So I bought these from Maplin. They're not too expensive. I think about 2 or 3 pounds. So yeah, just keep this in mind when you're attaching your boards to the piece of wood. I'm going to start drilling now. So the glue is dried now. All I'm going to do is sand it and give it a coat of varnish and let it dry for a few hours. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Hi, just a quick recap of what we've done. Taking the 2 pieces of wood and stuck them together. That went easy. We then fixed the 2-way mirror at the back. The reflection quality of the mirror was not that great because it's acrylic. It's not real glass. So what I did is I took some hardboard, and I painted it black, and I've stuck it right behind the mirror, so it gives a good reflection. I didn't do it for the entire piece. I left a slight slot for where the monitor would actually come. So that being said, we move on next to the electronics. So what I've done is found this very interesting device. It's called a power cube. So it's only a single wire that's coming in all the way, and this is powering all my components. So that's powering the LED controller. It's powering the Raspberry Pi out here, and because it also has USB cables, what I've done is I've taken some advantage of it, and I've actually run some LED lights out here. So if you take a look out here, you can see I've got some LED lights. I couldn't cover, I didn't have sufficient LED lights, so I've only covered half of my mirror, but I'll buy some more and collect them in parallel. That should not be a problem. So I think next thing, I'm just going to do my final checks and I'll try and fire the mirror up. I'll see you in a while. Alright guys, so I've just fired up the magic mirror, and yeah, so far so good, everything looks good. So if you look out here, yes, I can see all the modules are working fine. Thanks Mike for this amazing module. So as I said guys, this is my old computer laptop that's actually displaying the magic mirror module, and that's basically powered by the Raspberry Pi. Yeah, so it's you can do a lot with this. You can configure the magic mirror to exactly the way you like it. So for example, I've got my crypto profile here, I've got my own personal calendar here, and I've also got an RSS from BBC rather than the American RSS feeds. So yeah, looks like the mirror is working. What I'll do next is I'll just try and switch the lights on to see if the lights are working fine. And yes, it is. So the lights have come on very well, and yeah, the lights are looking good. It's giving a nice glow effect around the mirror as well. So yeah, so far so good. I hope this video inspires you guys to try and do this too by yourselves. It's not as difficult as it looks. It does take some time and patience, but eventually, yes. It took me a couple of days. Well, some of the parts took a few weeks to arrive, so yes, it was a bit of a stop and start. But yeah, eventually, it's not rocket science. You can easily do it. If you guys like the video, please hit a like button, and I'll try and do some more in the future on similar subjects or completely different subjects. But yeah, I hope this inspires you, and yes, happy DIY. Thank you.